Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to you. No, happy birthday to Meggie. And also happy birthday again to Shirley for yesterday, who was at our class, our workshop online, along with people from all over the world, I will say, which was lovely. And we had a really lovely afternoon. So thank you for those people who enjoyed me. Enjoyed me? Yeah, enjoyed me. Oh, gold. Oh, gold. But let's get on with today's. I will show you what we did yesterday in a little while. But for today, we have got the April card kit. Slight delay because it should have been a couple of weeks ago. But unfortunately, I just couldn't get hold of the stuff that I needed to get hold of in order to do the class. So subsequently, we are now ready. And that is going to be using this lovely die from Sue Wilson and Creative Expressions from some years ago. Some of you may well have it and possibly could then replicate this die kit, card kit anyway. But if you would like to take into account this, hold on, I just thought, oh, sorry, I'm wobbling the camera here. That's better. Yes. Sorry, I'm thinking. It's dangerous, I know. I know it's very, very dangerous. So bear with me whilst I'm thinking. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Yeah. Okay, so we've got this lovely kit, and I think it's a really, really pretty easy card to do. I've chosen the colours to do it today in a bluey colour, so that's what I'm going for, but I'm going to show you all what it's about. So this die kit is £10.99 and includes this die set. You actually get the die set itself, so you can make loads of different cards with that. And the die set itself is actually worth £19.99, but you get it all for £10.99. What a bargain. What a bargain. Let me show you what else you will get. So this will be your pack, basically. This is the card. You will get the card with which to make it. So you have got a blank A5 or C5, I think they call it these days, don't they? Blank card. So I'll be showing you that in a second. So that's your blank card. Now that does have a crease in it. So do not be using the creased one to cut out your card, your pattern, because then you'll get confused.com. You've got a sheet of Craft Artist Essential card in coconut white, and then you've got some dark blue, and then you've got some periwinkle, so that one's foundation. Love that colour blue, and that's the combination that I thought we would go with. You will also get your embellishments, which have literally dropped through the door here today, so I thought I'd use one of these. Thank you very much, Jane, especially after all our heartache over this one. Anyway, you will get all of these bits and pieces cut out ready for you to use as well. So you have got the Sam's Corners, a couple of those to be used, and then you've got a collection of the Cosmo flower. So that's already cut out for you, and it's just a case of popping this all together. So let's, without further ado, I'm going to put them to one side because obviously we need those all in a minute. And then we're going to get on. Now, what I will say, though, is that the card kit will be winging its way to you from this Thursday, which is the 20th. So it will not be going out until Thursday the 20th. The reason for that is I just need chance to get all of the kits together. And as you can appreciate, and it's just lonesome me, it does take a little bit longer than just 5 minutes to do them. So with the help of friends, it will be winging its way to you from Thursday the 20th. Okay, so hopefully they might be with you next weekend, that type of time. So plenty of time to get going. So let us then, without further ado, make our card. So as I said, we have got our card blank here. and this is an C5. So basically it's a half A4 card, beautifully creased and whatever. You also get the envelope with it, which at a push your card will fit in there at a push. So we need to cut some layers. So first of all, I'm going to take the dark blue layer and I'm going to cut that one to 20.5 centimeters by 14.3. So yes, it sounds a little bit of an odd measurement, but believe me, all measured and all correct. So 14.3, we go along this top edge here. So that piece is to the 14.3, which is 3 little marks past the 14. And oops, cut down there and then turn it around, and then along the long edge it's 20.5. So 20.5. So that is your first layer. You therefore then have a piece that's left over to be basically, apart from the fact you don't have a card blank, you have got enough to make 2 cards with this. Because I'm not stingy, I'm not just going to give you half a piece of card. Nah. Then I'm going to go with the gorgeous periwinkle card, an all-time favourite of mine. And this one, 0.5 centimetre less all the way round. So that makes it 13.8 is along the short edge. And then turn it round, and 20 centimetres dead on for the other bit there. Okay, so that's your second layer. And then your third layer is from the coconut white linen card, and that one is 13.3 along that edge there. And turn it round, 19.5, 19.5. Okay, so that's all the cutting that you've got to do there. That's everything done. So my layers are going to go like this. Whoops. Card blank, top folding card. You could do it around the other way actually if you wanted, but I'm making it as a landscape card. So I've got my top fold here. Then I have got my dark blue. So we'll pop that into position. Oh, let's not use that one. Let's use the thicker one. So I'm just going to, you clearly don't get glue. You need to supply your own glue. And I am going to be, of course, using a bit of foam. So if you wish to do that, you need to supply your own foam. And any other little embellishments that you like to put on it. The one thing I haven't included is a sentiment. And the reason for that is I find that we all want to send our cards and make our card kits up for different reasons. And so you can either use a stamp of your own or a sentiment of your own. And that way it's a bit more generic so that you can use it for any occasion. But I will explain all that in just a second. So just popping that all together so that we have got that, leaving the little white border around for the card, then for the dark blue, and you've got your card base ready to go. But we're going to pop that to one side for the moment. So I'm then going to take my piece of the coconut white card, which I've already cut out, and I'm going to bring in my die set. Now the die set, from here, the die set consists of 7 dies. So you have an outer oval, perhaps you can see that there, like that. Then you have one that doesn't cut, it just makes sort of, well, I was going to say little holes. Let's have a look. Can you see what I mean here? It makes that lovely little pattern here with like lots of little holes to it, but it doesn't actually cut out. So you do need, well, in this case, you need both the outer die and this one, which is the inner die, because we're going to cut it out as a rim. But you could cut it out, makes beautiful decoupage bases, this one. So if you wanted to just make this as an oval and then pop a decoupage or that type of thing into the center, you've got a really very pretty oval. And the size of it is approximately 13 centimeters. So that's just over the 5 inches by 10, which is about 4. So it's quite a nice size to put on a 5x7 card. Just about, no, wouldn't really fit into the very small ones, but it's just a nice one to use. So we're going to be using those in just a second. So pop them to one side. But for now, we're going to be using just this centerpiece. Now, this piece has no outer line here and no outer line in the inside. You need to, if you wanted to cut it out as a separate piece, use that piece in the middle, and then this would be your outer die. So again, that would also make a really pretty thing for decoupage. You could use that if you had small decoupage, maybe. I like using decoupage, but you could use that in the center and that would make a really pretty shape. Anyway, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. I just want to show you how versatile this die set is. So what we are going to do is we are going to take our white, coconut white piece, and I'm going to tape this down so that it is as good as I can get it in the middle. Now, I say as good as I can get it. I'm not too fussed whether it is absolutely in the center, because that's not vital. But I think that one could get a jolly good idea of whether it would be more or less in the center. I mean, clearly up there isn't, is it? But we will go for roughly in the center, which I reckon is about there. So I'm going to tape that into position. So I've only got this one die here, okay? Not got the other outers and inners, just the one die, and just onto this coconut white piece, okay? So let me just, hold on, don't want to knock that over. Just going to run this through my machine now. Did mean to say, can you hear me? But I assume that you can. So the card kit is on the website. Hopefully you have found it. It's on the Facebook Live section. And also, despite the fact that this is actually not Facebook, we know that. We know that. I was actually saying to somebody the other day that someone was asking for finding something that I'd done some while ago. We did find it, or she did find it, so that was fine. But the reason why I don't do the Facebook is it's so much better and easier to have everything on YouTube, because then it's searchable. And I've done that now for the last 3 years, just over. So there's hundreds of them there, but it just makes more sense to keep them on here. So, but nevertheless, I've actually kept it as a Facebook Live section on the website. So anything you see on these YouTubes is on the maximumcraft.com website, and then it's on the Facebook Live section. This is also in the monthly card kits as well. So I'm just going to take these pieces out by just going over with my brush. That gets what we might call the worst of it out, and then I can just pop out these last few bits. But you can see already how pretty this section is. Really, really lovely. So just poke out all these bits. So as I said, you can imagine that if we cut that out with that oval that I was talking about just now, and then you put some decoupage in the center. Very, very pretty. Now, when it comes to sentiments, we are, or I am, going to be putting my sentiment over this piece here. So at this stage, if you want to stamp your sentiment as opposed to having a die and putting it on, which is what I will be doing, but so that you can all choose what type of card you want this to be, happy anniversary, happy birthday, get well soon, anniversary, whatever you like. I've left it so the sentiment is up to you. If you do want to then put your sentiment on as a stamp, now's the time to do it when you've got no bulk on it. It's completely flat. You can pop that into your stamping platform, decide which way round you want your card to be. And then that determines where your sentiment should be. Okay, so let's just scoop all those bits up. And you can see that we've got our card there. So let's bring in our card blank that we were up to. And then when I pop that onto there, you can see that that beautiful blue comes through it, which I think looks very, very pretty. So I'm going to put some glue onto that. Not a bit of foam in sight so far. Oh, goodness. And let's just pop that around there. And also a bit in the middle. Not going to worry about popping glue onto all of those little fancy lacy bits. Don't see that there's a lot of point in that, but that's me. Anything for a quick and easy when I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it would make that much difference. Not to me anyway. So you can see now I've got that all in place. So now we're going to bring in our oval dies. So these are obviously from the card set there, and we have got our piece of periwinkle card. And again, because if we were making this more so, I'm going to turn it around this way and be a bit frugal. So we've got 3 dies that nest into each other. That is an outer die, the biggest one, and then the inner die, the smallest one, and then the patterned piece, which is that piece that I showed you earlier, which pierces, a piece that pierces. Whew. I'm going to pop these all into position now. So I suppose I should do a John, shouldn't I? Let's do a John. Right, the John is that we pick up our smallest die with a longer piece of tape. Let's put that to one side. Pick it up like that. We then take our next size and use these 2 pieces as if they were handles. And we then hover that over the top so that we can get that into the right position and then pick that up by pressing down on those sides. We then bring the outer die in. Oh, little things, please, little minds. And then we just hover that, hold these 2 ends as if they are handles, hover that over the top so that we can get that into position. And then when it is, press down so that we pick up the outer die. We've got them all secured all together. And we just pop that, ta-da, straight onto there. That was a lot better, wasn't it? Thank you, John. Very good idea. Should do it more often, but I don't. Right, so let me just clean off the surface of my, you can see I've got on my board little bits that were cut out, and I want from the previous card, from that white piece just now, I want to make sure that that is clean, because otherwise it will mark onto here. Just get into the habit of it, really. To be honest, I don't think it would probably notice because I'm not going to use that blue bit today, but I might use it another time, so we don't want it to mark. So I'm just going to run that through. So just running that through, and then and only then will I get my foam out. So then when we take our die off, I can peel that off there, take all the dies out, and obviously that piece we can use for something else. Just run my fingernail round, and you will then see that you have got that very pretty outer edge. Very, very nice. So I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to put on That is just a rubbish call. Thank you very much, but I don't want you. Oh, why do they do that? I answered that yesterday and I thought I'd blocked them, but clearly not enough. Not enough. Hold on. Oh, dear, oh dear. So I'm going to put some foam onto the back of here. I'm using the foam tape. If you have foam at home, you may have the little pads or whatever. The one thing I would say is to try, if you can, when you're doing a circle or an oval, well, any shape really, but in this particular case, to try and make sure that you are as close with all of the little pads as possible. Try and get a more solid, secure piece. You could use these foam sheets like I did before, but yeah, it's a little bit extravagant to do such a thing. So it just about fits, this does, which is pretty lucky. And I'm just, because I've taken the backing off, I can just about mold this as I'm going. So I'm sticking it down and I'm able to turn it at the same time because I've taken that yellow covering off, which is what's sort of holding it into place. So just need a bit more. I'm actually using 3mm on this because I wanted it a little bit thicker. That might do, we'll see. I've taken that off so that I can then bend it. This is the only, I would suggest, fiddly part of doing all this, but I just think that it makes it so much more worthwhile if you are finishing it off like that. Oh. Now, do need to trim it a bit. I thought I was being a bit too clever there. Just a little bit. Get off when you're told. He doesn't want to leave. Note, I said he. I don't know why. So then when I turn it all over, you can see, well, you can't see the foam, but you can see from that side that you've got a nice even covering of it all, which is what we need. So I'm going to bring in the card blank again. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue just to be, oh, you know me, I'm not patient, just to pop this around here. And then just going to hover that over so that we can get that in as good a position as I wish. Oh, there. That looks good enough to me. And gently press down so that we have got, can you see that there? That it's a nice deep inset, which I think looks nice. So then we simply need to pop our embellishments on. So we've got the Sam's Corners. Sam's Corners comes in a set of 4 dies, 2 different sizes, 2 of each die. And we have got these 2 to go on those 2 edges like that, which I think look rather nice. I'm going to pop them into my spray booth just to be slightly quicker. But just be a bit careful when I put them down. Any glue would be fine for this. It's just trying to be a bit quicker. So I'm going to pop that into the corner. It can't go right in the corner because you've got all these gorgeous swirls that come away from it. So you can't sort of put that corner right in that top corner. You just have to move that a little bit. That one there. And then this one goes down in this corner. So again, just add in a little bit of interest to the corners, but without detracting from what you've got going on in the middle, and the fact that the swirly parts of Sam's corners sort of kind of match with this part here. Okay, so there's our corners done. Now the Cosmo flowers. You have got a full set of Cosmo flowers and it's entirely up to you how you use them. Just pop that to one side and grab myself a scrap piece, she says, hopefully. Hold on. Oh goodness, everything I'm picking up is not scrap. There we are, a scrap piece of card. Now, you do not have to do this, what I'm just about to do. It is entirely up to you, but I have used on my one a little bit of extra blue. I've taken a distress ink, but that is irrelevant. It's a dye-based ink, and this one is called Prize Ribbon, and I'm just going to open the lid and with a sponge dauber pick up some blue, and starting in the middle of each of the flowers, I'm just going to add some blue to it. Now, you don't have to do this. It's just, I think it gives it quite a nice effect. So this is distress ink, not oxide. So it will give a deeper look and it will dry in. But as I said, if you don't have this and don't want to use it, the blue is just a beautiful blue anyway. So just rubbing that all in. Whoops. So starting off in the middle and just going to the outside slightly. I think using the same colour spectrum, so same blue, if you see what I mean, a blue rather than a different colour, is quite effective. So we then shush those all onto there. It's pretty, isn't it? And just make these flowers up. So I'm just going to grab hold of them and I'm just going to fold them in half, basically. So I'm just holding the flower and then just bending that over. The card is about a 240, 230, 240 GSM, so it'll take it quite nicely. So I am going to put, not sure whether I put all of them on or not. We shall see. On the other one I put on 5, but we shall see. So this, as I said, is the card kit for the month of April. You have got all you need apart from your sentiment, basically, and glue. And a bit of foam. If you don't want to put foam or don't have foam, that's quite okay for that centre bit, but it does enhance it, I think, if you have got some foam to do that. As to whether you use the ink like I have done on the flowers is entirely up to you. I just think it looks prettier, but again, that's up to you. Now, I'm going to pop some little pearls into the centre of my flowers. Again, that is not included in the kit, but is down to the individual. And I think if you are an, shall we say, a seasoned crafter, being nice, then I'm pretty sure that you will have some gems or jewels in your card stash that you might want to use yourself. So yeah, we had, I will show you that in a second. We had a fantastic afternoon yesterday with our monthly online Zoom, and I have made a decision to change the date for the next one. So for those of you that are watching that are members of that, or not members, but the attendees of that, yeah, we have sort of consensus of opinion. We've all more or less decided that we're changing that one to the 13th of May. The next one is the 13th of May. As to what we're doing, I will be confirming that in the next couple of days, and then I will let everybody that normally comes know. And sorry, thinking as I go along. Yeah, I want to do that to the 2 biggest ones. I wasn't going to. But I've just... Oh, aren't they pretty? Just so pretty. Wasn't going to do that at all. Didn't do that in the last one. I think I will still put gems on those ones though. So, woo! So, little spot of extra glue there to make sure that my gems will stay on forever. I don't want black gems. I want my gems. And oh, come here. Oh, he doesn't want to come here. Wait a minute. These are getting a little bit... I've used them so many times, and the glue, I kept them in the wrong place. The glue is going... Oh, you just talk amongst yourself. I'm having fun. I think these look so pretty, and they're going to look just... I mean, if you've got flowers at home, again, that you want to replicate this card with at another time, or that you've already got this die set, the Geneva, whoops, then by all means, any flower will do. But yeah, I think that looks better. Bring them over, bring this in, bring in my pin flare. And then I'm just going to pop these flowers in place. So I'm going to do the usual 3. So we're going to have those and a singular one down there. And then I'll do 3 up at the top as well. So let's pop that one there. That one there. Sorry, have I been gabbling on a lot? Oh no, it's not too bad. I suddenly sort of realised you were there still. No, not really. Not quite as bad as that, but I just thought, ah, love it, love it, love it. Love these flowers. And let's go that one there. There. And it's got to go like that. I'm going to move that. That one there. You put your flowers on any which way you like. And finally, I've got myself the same as I had there. It's an old Sue Wilson one. I've actually double cut that so that I've cut it out twice, stuck it together already. Spray glue. One thing you do need to check when you're doing your sentiment is just make sure that it does fit into that space there. Just hold that till it grabs. And there you go. There is your card kit for the month of April at last. I hope you like it. I hope you like it as much as I do, because I think it's lovely. But still. And yes, June, it is really easy to do. You're cutting, the hard bit of cutting is just, well, hard bit of cutting, crikey, is putting one die in the center and cutting out that so that we can see the color shining through, and then using the 3 outer dies just to cut this lovely rim. You have in your pack, as I said, your blank card, your 3 different colored cards, so your dark blue, your periwinkle, and your coconut white. And you already have cut out in periwinkle some Sam's Corners and some of your Cosmo flowers from John Next Door. And the one thing you do need to add, obviously, is your glue, any foam that you might want to, and the sentiment of your own choice. Okay, quickly, I will just show you the card that we did yesterday. Pop that to one side, come back to that in a second. This is what we did in the workshop yesterday. So everybody made this box because this was the best way to then present our finished card. And it was an unusual card. So what we did was we worked and played about with these lovely sentiments. So that was what everybody got, was the sentiment stamps and dies. So that was all included in their workshop price. But we made this into a, well, I don't even know what we call it really. So it is, the idea is that it looks like a gate. So if you can see when it's upright like that, it's actually, that part is completely see-through. So if I've opened it up like that, we used the beautiful marigold flowers and the marigold leaves with the lovely stems, put on some water drops, and this has got acetate on it so that it gives it support, but it also hides all of the workings. So that's what we did. That's what happens in the online workshops. Magic happens in those workshops. And the next one is Saturday, May the 13th. So watch out for that. But in the meantime, we have got our very, very pretty. Do like that. I like that better than the one I made earlier. But I don't know why. I think I put more ink on. I think that looks better. Anyway, I dream on, dream on. They're called split lattice cards, are they? Oh, funny name. Because I can't see any lattice on it. But anyway, yeah, I was calling it sort of like a gatefold card, but I knew it wasn't a gatefold card. But if that's what they're called, split lattice cards, there you go. So, but this is the card for today. So this is your April card kit, available now over on the maximumcraft.com website under the monthly card kit section or the Facebook Live section. But they are dispatched to you from Thursday the 20th. Goodness me, the 20th of April. I've just, yeah, my goodness. So take care, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a good rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday at 6 o'clock with lots of loveliness. Okay, take care. Thanks. Bye.